Hey guys, Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO. You know, we go and travel the nation. And this month in March, I got to just stay at home. Matter of fact, just got done voting and was able to really get caught up on a lot of footage that we shot in February. And I was out in California for a week and just met with some great guys. We had some wonderful meals, great conversations. And one of those individuals was Michael Wiedder over at Sherlock Nation. Now, Michael and I go way back, but over the last few years, I've been working closely with him as an advisor. But more than that, he's been like a mentor. He's taught me what it's like to launch a company that's in a pioneering state in mobile technology. And his company is definitely diverse. It's out of the box, and I don't want to say any more. I just want you to watch as I sit there and listen as Michael shares about Sherlock Nation, but more importantly, about the trend and the industries that his company literally are poised to take over internationally. Check out what Michael has to say. I mean, this is a win-win for everybody. It goes back to that Facebook. I can tell all kinds of people about Facebook. And I mean, it's cool. I got 5,000 friends and I feel good, but I don't make any money. This I'm making some money off of while I'm saving people money.
You know, that's exactly it. I mean, you look at any of those companies, the Twitters, the Facebooks, and so forth, you're referring people, but you're not making money. Our thing is that we help people save money, and as you refer people and give the app away for free, you make money. The other trend, so we're in front of that huge trend that's happening both in e-commerce and mobile. And I think when we first started to talk really 4 years ago now, you hadn't really, everybody knew the mobile was coming, and that this was all coming, but it really, that when it really happened and when, these companies actually started to see the majority of their traffic coming from the mobile phones, it's been a process. Fortunately, we were in the right place at the right time. We were pioneers in the network marketing industry because as part of it is an educational process out there. But people are starting to get it, and the ability to be able to build a business right from their mobile phones is attractive to people to get in front of these trends. And also another trend that's happening in the network marketing space that I think gives us an advantage, Troy, is that you're seeing a lot of these product companies with the growth of e-commerce that they're seeing their products now up on Amazon and eBay and that kind of thing for less money than a lot of times people can buy for wholesale as a distributor. That's problematic. I know companies have tried to stop that, but that's a trend I think that is going to continue. And so if you had to ask me about also some competitive advantages with regards to Sherlock Nation and why Sherlock Nation, it's not only the growth and the ability to be able to profit from getting in front of these trends, which is important, and having people just save money, basically, because that's what we do is we help people save money. So it's not just positioning in front of those trends, but network marketing is about simplicity and duplication. It's about giving an app away for free, right? Making money as people benefit, building a team of people that do the same thing that you can build all over the world, because the growth in mobile all over the world is significant. But it's also about getting in front of being able to position in front of those trends, and those are some of the reasons that we're excited. We've spent really 3.5 years building a good foundation. We've had good growth, but we've built a good foundation, and so we're just really excited about the future and continuing to execute. And if you had to ask me what the corporate, where we are really focused right now, it's just continuing to build on that user experience. We know that if we get the customer experience right and continue to do that and drive the engagement, whether it's through the value of the app or the different offerings that we have, or putting together the loyalty programs to be able to incentivize them to continue to use the app, we know that if we continue to improve that customer experience, the rest of it's going to come. And we know that people will continue to use the app, and that'll continue to drive the usage income and the retail sales for the rest.
Well, it's been interesting to me because I'll see these what maybe some people would call meteoric rises of companies, whether it's in network marketing or technology or whatever. And they don't realize the pain and anguish that goes into building one of those. It wasn't just overnight they went like that, and with you, it has been 4 years. I mean, I have watched a progression of you as an individual, but as the company, but you've attracted some pretty slick leaders in different countries where when I look at that, it's like, okay, these people are excited. They're earning nice income, but when I talk with them, they really never talk about their own income. They start talking about, hey, this is what this guy used to be, and now this is what he's doing, and this is the money she saved. I mean, there's all this great community that takes place. And then just a few minutes ago, we were on a phone call, and it's like they're all buddies. They're all on from different parts of the world, but you've created a pretty wild culture here.
Well, we've had our leadership team. We haven't lost anybody in our leadership team for 3.5 years, the same leadership team. Network marketing, some of the lessons that I've learned, and for those that don't know about my background, I've been involved in the industry for over 20 years. I gave the seed capital to a couple network marketing companies to get started. I put the CEO in place in one. I consulted for several others, and some of the lessons that I've learned along the way are, first and foremost, and I have a technology background going back 20 years, but the lessons that I've learned along the way are first and foremost, you can have the greatest product, you can have the greatest compensation plan, but really the only asset that you have as the owner of a company is your salespeople, your affiliates, your representatives. And really what drives that also is the field leadership. And so, we've worked really hard on really building a culture amongst our people. And I think that's one of the things that I'm most proud of as well, is really the culture. So if you come to a Sherlock event, you can see it's more, it's like a family. We do trips that we do, constantly. In June of this year, for example, we're going to be doing a trip. Last year we did the Cayman Islands, and Jamaica out of the Caribbean cruise. This year we're actually leaving from Venice, Italy, and going to do a week-long cruise through the Greek islands and so forth. So, and you can, as a distributor with a company or an affiliate, you can actually win that cruise too. So it's about building the culture. That's something that I think is really important, and I think we've done a good job so far with that. And I'm excited also about our expansion plans this year. We just have formed a Colombian corporation as well for our expansion into South America. Are in the process of finalizing a Nigerian corporation to expand into Africa. Asia is going to be a monster market for us. Wow. If you look at the growth of e-commerce in Asia, last year it grew 42%. So here, in Asia alone, you've got literally a multi-$100 billion industry that grew 42% last year in Asia. If you look at what's happening in network marketing in Asia, because the growth that's happening over there, our product is perfectly positioned to take advantage of that.
Let's talk about that for a minute then. So, because I mentioned geolocation, I learned that from him. I'm not that smart, but if I'm in Asia, same thing happens, right? I mean, I'm going to see Asian type stuff if I'm in that location, to where their trips may not have anything to do with a U.S. based deal. It will be an island or a continent or something on their side of the
Yeah, we customize for the specific location. And, so in Asia, for example, you're going to have, Groupon might not be the top daily deal company. Besides Amazon, you've got Alibaba over there, AliExpress, you've got other commerce companies. So we customize the app for that specific region that we go in to bring the value for the customer. So we know if we bring the value for the customer, the rest will basically take care of itself.
Well, I like that, but going back to culture for a minute, I love it when you go on your trips, because Frazier does the greatest after videos, and I literally can collapse a day in his video that he's done, but he shows the passion and excitement that the team has. That's amazing.
It's not only that, Frazier does a phenomenal job with regards to the videos. We have different stories, and it's in network marketing. One of the great things about being the owner, with challenges that happen in network marketing as the owner, one of the great things is the stories that you see, the lives that you change, the lives that you're able to impact. Frazier does a great job in encapsulating the video. Frazier's 27 years old. Wow. He basically he travels around. I think last year he was in 20 different countries throughout the world. He's living the great lifestyle, making good money. But we've got a number of basically those kinds of stories that are also happening through the company, and that's one of the things also that I love, is watching the stories, watching the lives that you're impacting, the lives are changed, and whether it's just making a few $100s a month, whether it's basically changing or impacting, people's lives so that this is a full-time or a life-changing income from that for them, and creating that opportunity for them at the price points that we're able to do that with our product offerings is something that I'm really excited about. So
well, it amazes me because I've met Frazier, I've talked with Simon, Chuck Williams, who Chuck's helped me a lot understand some stuff from my I guess my hard-headed Midwestern Southern. It's like he works through like you do some things, and you've got that. But I want to talk about one of the kids that was just an up-and-coming leader over there in the UK. Just reached out to me on Facebook one day and said, "Hey, would you just do a little video?"
Kyle, actually.
Yeah. When I see what your leaders, so many times I think we just give a title leadership, but we're not watching people grow that second wave.
Right.
And I'm watching from Brandon Ivy, all these guys that are your leaders, they're growing this second wave and teaching them, hey, you don't get unless you ask,
right.
So go ask when you want something. And it's like, we don't see that. You've created something here. And I thought about it when we were listening to the leaders talk. It goes all the way back to Best in You. When you and I first connected, Troy, it's personal development. I want to grow people. I want people to be able to grow. And you've actually done it as this company has morphed into what it has.
And we're just getting started. There's so much opportunity to be able to do that as you get bigger and continue to grow around the world. I will tell you, when you talk about some of the reasons why Sherlock Nation as well, I think one of the other things too is a lot of times in certain network marketing companies, you get pigeonholed a little bit by demographics. You see that depending on the product, you attract certain demographics. Mm-hmm. The reality is that even with the mobile phones right now, the kids grew up with this technology, so this is all second nature.
Absolutely.
So I could be in front of a room basically and say, download this app with a bunch of millennials, and they don't even think about it. They'll just download the app right there. But you also have people these days, the baby boomers and so forth, that also have now, this has become basically an integral part of their lives. This is the first thing they do in the morning. They get up, they look at their phone, they look at their messages, their text messages, they go over their email and that kind of thing. And we have people that now are running their businesses, their worldwide businesses, right from their mobile phones. And so when you look at the diversity, one of the things that I find interesting is when you look at the diversity of who we're attracting, it's the millennials who have grown up with this technology where it's second nature. They just get it right away. But it's also all the way through the boomers who now we're a little bit slower with the adoption of it, but now this has become an integral part of their lives as well. And they don't. The mobile phone is the most personal technology device that's ever been created.
That's true.
And people will do. They don't go anywhere now without their mobile phone, and they're constantly checking their mobile phones. It's become, and the growth, and you're just seeing really the tip of the iceberg about what's going to be happening around the world and how instrumental these devices are going to get. And one of the things, I saw a quote the other day that was interesting that said that a teenager in Africa these days has, with their smartphone, has access to as much information as the President of the United States had 15 years ago.
Wow.
So, when you look at how powerful these devices have gotten and the things that they're capable of being able to do, it's really exciting times. And so that's one of the things that we've been able to profit from. So
who's the young lady you've got? Is her name Justice?
Justice handles our social media and recognition.
Every time she puts something good out, she's tagging me because I've told her, just tag me. I want amazing. You've got some amazing talent around you that is just, even your CTO, Thomas, it's amazing what you've attracted, but how did you attract it? I know the law of attraction, but how did you find these people?
Basically, through relationships. It's primarily been through relationships that I've developed over the years that has led to one person or another that's come in and been part of our foundation to be able to help us grow. The reality also is that I, run a tight ship here.
You do.
We're about profitability, so we are debt-free. We're a profitable company. We've been profitable, really since month 2, which is amazing for a network marketing.
I know those
company.
early years you always call them, we're still profitable. We grew. It's like, wow.
We're growing, but we're growing profitably, and continuing to invest basically in our infrastructure in order to be able to build. I know what the international possibilities are with this company. I'm excited about that. But something, we've kind of structured it in a way where, I know that when we go international, for example, we look to do it with leadership, because if you don't do it with leadership in those other countries, a lot of times the duplication doesn't happen properly, and you become reactive and just basically deal with problems. So so far our expansion has been very strategic with regards to the way that we do things. But I'm really excited, again, when you look at the markets that we're going to continue to open up this year and next year, and really what the opportunity is worldwide. I'm really excited about the opportunities for Sherlock Nation.
Without a doubt, Michael has covered a lot of ground in this interview. If you're thinking about launching any type of company that happens to be a subscription-based, happens to be technology motivated, is more online than offline, then you need to spread this message around. Let people listen to what Michael has to say. Again, not because of Sherlock Nation, but because this is somebody who has successfully weathered the storms and have watched his company grow, not just in the U.S., but internationally. Live life like it's an epic adventure. Stay dangerous, stay strong, and if you're in a home-based business, act like it.